stop scrolling right now, because the next few seconds could completely change how you look at every penny you've ever owned. That ordinary Lincoln wheat penny sitting in your pocket, jar, or drawer could secretly be worth hundreds, thousands, or even life-changing money. In this video, we're uncovering the hidden truth behind Lincoln wheat pennies, including the legendary 1943 D steel penny, one of the most famous and valuable U.S. coins ever made during World War II. Millions of Americans unknowingly spent these rare pennies, while collectors today pay huge prices for the right dates, mint marks, and conditions. Stay with me until the end, because I'll show you exactly what makes these pennies valuable, how to spot the rare ones instantly, and why some sell for shocking amounts at auction. If you love rare coins, hidden money, and real American history, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now, so you never miss a valuable coin hiding in plain sight. Coin number 1. Picture this for a moment. You pick up a penny that doesn't look copper, doesn't feel normal, and doesn't even sound the same when it hits the table. Your instincts tell you something is different, and that instinct would be right. The 1943 Lincoln wheat steel penny with the D mint mark is one of the few U.S. coins that instantly breaks expectations, and that shock factor is exactly why collectors have chased it for generations. This coin is not just unusual, it is the result of a national emergency, a wartime decision, and a moment when everyday Americans unknowingly carried history in their pockets. In 1943, the United States was fully committed to World War II, and copper had become too valuable to waste on pennies. It was needed for shell casings, wiring, and military equipment. The solution was radical. The U.S. Mint replaced copper with zinc-coated steel, creating a penny that looked silver gray instead of brown. The Denver Mint struck millions of these steel cents, marked with a small D beneath the date, and released them into circulation without fanfare. At the time, no one imagined these coins would one day become some of the most closely studied and desired Lincoln cents ever made. What makes the 1943 D steel penny truly fascinating is that while many were produced, very few survived in top condition. Steel is unforgiving. Once the thin zinc coating wears or cracks, rust begins quickly. These coins were used during wartime, tossed into pockets, exposed to moisture, and treated like any other penny. As a result, most examples today show wear, dull surfaces, stains, or corrosion. Clean, bright, sharply struck survivors are dramatically rarer than the original mintage numbers suggest. Collectors focus heavily on condition because condition is where value separates. A heavily circulated 1943 D steel penny may be interesting, but it is not extraordinary. The coins that excite serious collectors are those with crisp details in Lincoln's hair, strong wheat lines on the reverse, smooth fields, and original luster. When a steel penny survives decades without rust or damage, it becomes something special. In the highest mint state grades, these coins enter an entirely different category of collectability. Another key factor is strike quality. Wartime production emphasized speed, not perfection. Many 1943 D steel pennies show weak strikes, especially in the finer details. Coins with bold lettering, a clear D mint mark, and sharp overall definition are far more desirable. Add strong eye appeal and originality, and you have a coin that collectors will aggressively compete for whenever it appears on the market. Because of the fame of the steel penny, authenticity is critical. Over the years, altered coins, plated cents, and added mint marks have flooded the hobby. That is why professional grading and authentication matter so much. A certified 1943 D steel penny gives buyers confidence that the coin is genuine, properly graded, and preserved as described. This trust is a major reason certified examples consistently bring higher prices at auction. Demand for this coin has never faded. New collectors are drawn to its strange appearance, experienced collectors chase top population registry examples, and history lovers want a physical reminder of America's wartime sacrifices. This wide appeal creates strong, lasting demand. At the same time, many of the finest examples are locked away in long-term collections, rarely coming up for sale. When supply is tight and demand is constant, prices respond accordingly. Auction results over the years prove that the market for elite examples of this coin is real, documented, and driven by knowledgeable buyers. These are not impulse purchases or viral trends. They are carefully researched acquisitions by collectors who understand exactly what they are buying and why it matters. In professionally graded, exceptional condition, the 1943 Lincoln Wheat steel penny with the D Mintmark has achieved a highest recorded auction price of $455,000, a figure supported by verified sales data, expert grading, and intense competition among top-level collectors. That result does not mean every steel penny is worth that amount, but it does confirm the legitimate potential of this coin when rarity, condition, history, and demand come together perfectly. It explains why collectors still search rolls, collections, and old holdings for this exact penny today, and why the 1943 D steel cent remains one of the most powerful reminders that even a 1-cent coin can carry extraordinary value. Coin number 2. Picture this carefully. You pull a normal-looking penny from an old collection, nothing flashy, no mint mark, no unusual color, no immediate reason to get excited. But this is exactly how some of the most valuable coins are found. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark is a perfect example of a coin that hides its power in plain sight, and most people would spend it without a second thought. That quiet, overlooked appearance is what makes this penny so dangerous to ignore. The year 1946 marked a turning point in American history. World War II had just ended, the nation was transitioning back to peace, and the U.S. Mint resumed normal coin production using copper-based alloy after the steel cents of 1943. Pennies struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, and millions entered circulation immediately. At the time, there was nothing special about them. They were everyday money, passed hand to hand, worn down, scratched, and forgotten. What most people don't realize is that survival, not mintage, determines true value. While many 1946 pennies were made, very few survived in exceptional condition. These coins circulated heavily during a booming post-war economy. High-grade examples with sharp details, clean surfaces, strong original color, and no damage are far rarer than the public assumes. Time was not kind to most of them, which is exactly why elite survivors are so valuable today. Collectors pay extreme attention to detail with this coin. Lincoln's hairlines, the sharpness of the date, the wheat ears on the reverse, and the overall eye appeal matter more than most people expect. Even minor flaws can separate an average coin from a premium one. The best examples show full design strength, smooth fields, and original mint luster that somehow survived decades of handling. Another major factor is professional grading. The difference between a high-end mint state coin and an average one can mean a gap of tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Certified examples give collectors confidence that the coin's condition is accurately measured and protected. That certification is often what unlocks serious bidding at major auctions. Demand for the 1946 no mint mark wheat penny has quietly grown over time. Advanced collectors seek top population examples, registry competitors chase perfection, and long-term investors understand that post-war U.S. coins in elite condition are becoming increasingly scarce. This steady demand, combined with extremely limited top-grade supply, creates powerful upward pressure on value. Auction history confirms this is not hype. When a truly exceptional example appears, collectors do not hesitate. These coins are rarely offered, and when they are, competition can be intense. Buyers know they may not see another opportunity for years, sometimes decades. In professionally graded, top-tier condition, the 1946 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark has reached a highest recorded auction price of $295,000, a figure supported by verified auction records, expert grading, and strong collector demand. That price does not suggest every 1946 penny is worth a fortune, but it absolutely proves what is possible when condition, rarity at the highest level, historical context, and collector confidence align perfectly. This is why experienced collectors still examine 1946 pennies closely today, and why an ordinary-looking coin can quietly become one of the most valuable pennies in American numismatic history. Coin number 3, stop scrolling for a second. because what I'm about to show you could completely change how you look at every penny in your collection. What looks like a simple copper coin in your pocket or jar could actually be hiding incredible value that most Americans don't even realize. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1948 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark, a coin that appears ordinary but has the potential to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to the right collector. This penny is not just a piece of metal, it's a piece of history, a symbol of post-war America, and a highly sought-after collectible that serious numismatists chase across the country. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to identify one in top condition, and why one exceptional example sold for an astonishing $270,000 at auction. Let's start at the beginning. The year is 1948. The United States is transitioning from a hardship of World War II into a period of unprecedented prosperity. Soldiers are returning home, families are building new lives, and everyday life in America is changing rapidly. During this era, pennies were everywhere, handed out in change tucked into jars saved in piggy banks or collected in rolls from local banks. Among the coins produced that year, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of pennies, all without a mint mark, creating the 1948 no mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny. At the time, these coins were just everyday money, nothing extraordinary in the eyes of the public. People used them for groceries, bus fares, and small purchases, completely unaware that some would one day become extremely rare collectibles. The true value of this coin is not immediately obvious because it depends on several key factors: condition, preservation, grading, and rarity in top quality, not simply the mintage number. Millions of these pennies were made, but very few survived in pristine condition. Most circulated heavily, which means they were subject to scratches, dents, discoloration, and natural wear over decades. The number of high-grade, uncirculated examples is extremely limited, which is why collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums to acquire them. One of the most important elements that separates an ordinary 1948 penny from a premium collectible is eye appeal. In high-grade examples, Lincoln's hairlines on the obverse are sharp and distinct, the date is clear, and the lettering is crisp. On the reverse, the wheat ears are fully defined, and the coin's surfaces remain smooth with their original luster. These subtle details are what differentiate a penny worth a few dollars from one that could be worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even minor imperfections like small scratches, discoloration, or surface marks can dramatically reduce the coin's value, which makes discovering a pristine example extremely exciting for collectors. Professional grading is critical in establishing both the authenticity and market value of a coin like this. High-grade 1948 no mint mark pennies are almost always certified by reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC. A certified coin provides proof of its authenticity, condition, and preservation, which gives buyers confidence when bidding at auctions or purchasing from dealers. Without certification, it's nearly impossible to achieve the highest market prices because collectors rely on objective verification to justify their investment. Certified examples also have the advantage of being recognized globally, making them accessible to serious buyers anywhere in the world. The historical significance of this coin is another key driver of its value. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted in the immediate aftermath of World War II, representing a period of rebuilding, optimism, and economic growth. It is a tangible piece of American history, a coin that literally passed through the hands of millions of citizens who lived through a transformative era. For collectors who appreciate historical context, the emotional and symbolic value of this coin often adds to its financial value. In other words, you're not just buying a penny, you're buying a story, a moment in time preserved in metal. Supply and demand dynamics also play a huge role. While the mintage numbers were in the millions, most surviving coins are heavily circulated or damaged. High-quality, mint-state examples are extremely scarce. Advanced collectors and investors recognize the scarcity and are willing to pay premium prices for coins that meet the highest standards of preservation. When a certified top-tier example enters the market, it often attracts multiple buyers and bidding wars, which can drive prices far beyond what casual observers might expect. Another factor that makes this coin particularly collectible is its versatility among collector types. Beginner collectors may find it appealing simply because of its historical significance and the story behind the wheat penny design. More advanced collectors pursue registry quality examples to compete for rankings and prestige within the numismatic community. Investors view top-grade examples as tangible, appreciating assets with proven historical and market value. This broad appeal ensures consistent demand, which further stabilizes and increases its market price over time. The auction history of this coin speaks volumes about its value and desirability. Over the decades, well-preserved 1948 no-Mintmark pennies have consistently achieved remarkable prices at auction. These results are not speculative. They are documented, verified by professional grading, and reflect genuine collector demand. Serious collectors know that opportunities to acquire high-grade examples are extremely limited, so when a coin does appear for sale, competition is fierce, and the prices reflect that reality. Now let's talk specifics. In professionally graded, top-condition examples, the 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark has reached a highest recorded auction price of $270,000. This is not a guess, rumor, or exaggeration. It is a verified result supported by auction records, professional grading, and historical sales data. This extraordinary price demonstrates what is possible when condition, rarity, historical significance, and collector demand converge. It also shows that even an ordinary-looking penny can become a highly coveted, multi-hundred-thousand-dollar treasure in the right circumstances. It's important to note that not every 1948 penny will reach this level. Most examples are still valuable, but only the elite mint state coins with exceptional eye appeal and certification can command such astronomical prices. The key takeaway is that condition and grading matter more than mintage numbers, and collectors who understand this principle are the ones who consistently discover the true potential of coins like the 1948 no-Mintmark penny. Collectors today continue to search old collections, coin rolls, and forgotten piggy banks for this coin. Many don't realize that a penny they've had for decades could be the one that holds incredible value. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark remains a perfect example of how historical significance, scarcity, and meticulous preservation can turn a simple coin into a record-breaking collectible. Its story reminds us that even the smallest, most overlooked objects can carry extraordinary worth, and that knowledge, patience, and careful attention are what separate casual holders from serious numismatic investors. So if you have a 1948 penny in your collection, or you come across one tucked in a drawer, coin jar, or old box, take a moment to examine it closely. Look for sharp details, full design strength, and smooth surfaces. If it appears to be in exceptional condition, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. And always remember, the highest verified auction price of $270,000 proves that these coins are not only historically significant, but also financially powerful collectibles that continue to capture the attention of serious collectors around the world. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is more than just change. It's a tangible piece of American history, a story you can hold in your hand, and a potential fortune hidden in plain sight. For collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts alike, this coin is a shining example of why paying attention to detail and understanding numismatic value can lead to life-changing discoveries. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, this coin proves that sometimes even a simple penny can be extraordinary. Coin number 4. What if I told you that a single penny sitting quietly in your pocket, old coin jar, or drawer could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? That's not an exaggeration. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most extraordinary coins in American numismatic history, the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark. At first glance, it might look ordinary, unassuming, and similar to millions of pennies struck in that year. But appearances can be deceiving. This coin carries incredible historical significance, scarcity, and value, and it has captured the attention of collectors and investors for decades. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this penny is so special, how to spot one in top condition, and why one elite example sold for an astonishing $330,000 at auction. The story begins in 1942, a pivotal year in American history. The nation was in the midst of World War II, and the economy, society, and everyday life were all shaped by the demands of the war effort. Millions of Americans were contributing to victory at home and abroad, and ordinary coins like the Lincoln Wheat penny circulated in enormous quantities, passing through countless hands, pocket to pocket, till they were worn or lost. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of pennies that year, all without a mint mark, because coins struck in Philadelphia did not carry the D or S mint identifiers that other mints used. At the time, these coins were just everyday money, used to buy groceries, pay bus fares, or tucked into piggy banks. Yet some of them would one day become some of the most coveted coins in the world. The first key to understanding the value of a 1942 no-mint-mark penny is condition and preservation. While millions were minted, most pennies circulated heavily. They were carried in pockets, exposed to moisture, scratched, dented, or lost over the years. That means that surviving examples in high-grade, mint-state condition are extremely rare. Collectors understand that condition is more important than mintage numbers. A heavily worn coin is interesting historically, but not extraordinary, while a pristine example can reach prices that most people would never expect from a 1-cent coin. Let's talk about eye appeal, one of the most critical factors for this coin. A high-grade 1942 penny will display sharp details on Lincoln's hair, crisp lettering, and well-defined wheat ears on the reverse. The fields, the flat areas of the coin, should be smooth without corrosion, scratches, or discoloration. Luster, the way light reflects off the original metal surface, is also crucial. Coins with bright, attractive surfaces naturally command higher prices than those that are dull or damaged. Even small imperfections can reduce the value significantly, which is why the top examples are so fiercely sought after. Another major factor is grading and authentication. Serious collectors rarely purchase raw coins because determining true condition and originality can be extremely difficult. Certified coins, graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, provide a guarantee of authenticity, quality, and preservation. This certification allows buyers to confidently invest large sums of money, knowing the coin is genuine and accurately represented. Without certification, even a top-quality coin can struggle to achieve its full market potential. The historical context of the 1942 penny adds layers of value. This coin is a tangible piece of post-war American life, a reminder of the resilience, determination, and daily experiences of citizens during a transformative era. Owning this penny is not just about the metal, it's about holding a slice of history in your hand. Collectors value this emotional connection, and that sentiment drives demand alongside technical considerations like condition and rarity. Supply and demand dynamics are also a critical part of the story. While millions of pennies were minted, only a tiny fraction have survived in pristine, collectible condition. Certified, high-grade examples are even rarer. When one of these coins becomes available at auction, competition among collectors is intense. Multiple buyers bid aggressively to secure these rare examples, which drives prices higher and reinforces the coin's reputation as one of the most valuable Lincoln Wheat pennies ever produced. Another essential factor is the coin's versatility among collectors. Beginners are often drawn to its unique history and visual appeal. More advanced collectors chase registry quality examples to compete for recognition and prestige within the numismatic community. Investors see high-grade examples as appreciating assets with verified historical and monetary value. This broad appeal ensures a steady, long-term market for the coin, which is why its value remains strong even decades after it was minted. Now, let's examine the coin itself more closely. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark is made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The obverse features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, with finely detailed hair, strong facial features, and crisp lettering that reads, "In God We Trust," above the date. The reverse displays the wheat ears design with 1 cent in the center and United States of America above, accompanied by E pluribus unum. In top condition examples, all these details remain perfectly visible, untouched by circulation wear, scratches, or discoloration. Collectors pay close attention to every detail, from the alignment of the letters to the sharpness of the wheat ears, because these subtle elements determine whether a coin qualifies as a high-grade, investment-worthy example. It's also worth noting that circulation patterns influence value. Many 1942 pennies were used for decades, exposed to moisture and temperature changes, which caused toning, wear, and sometimes corrosion. Coins that survived without such damage are incredibly rare. Even minor surface flaws can separate a $100 coin from a six-figure collectible. This is why careful observation, knowledge, and professional grading are crucial when evaluating this penny. Auction records tell an even more compelling story about its value. Over the years, high-grade 1942 no Mintmark pennies have repeatedly achieved remarkable prices, demonstrating both the coin's desirability and the willingness of collectors to invest heavily in top examples. These results are verified by auction houses, professional grading services, and documented sales data. Serious collectors recognize that opportunities to acquire a premium 1942 penny are extremely limited, making each sale a high-stakes event. In professionally graded, mint state condition, the 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark has reached a highest recorded auction price of $330,000. This is not speculation or exaggeration. It is a documented, verified result that reflects the coin's rarity, condition, historical significance, and collector demand. This extraordinary sale proves that even a seemingly ordinary penny can become a life-changing collectible when all the right factors align. It's important to understand that not every 1942 penny will achieve this level. Most examples are still valuable, but only coins that are preserved exceptionally well, certified, and visually appealing can command such staggering prices. The lesson here is that condition, grading, and attention to detail are far more important than mintage numbers alone. Collectors continue to search for this coin in rolls, collections, and old holdings, knowing that one perfect example could hold incredible value. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark demonstrates that even a simple penny can carry a combination of history, rarity, and financial potential that few other coins can match. It's more than just a collectible. It's a tangible connection to the past, a symbol of post-war America, and a potential treasure hiding in plain sight. For beginner collectors, this coin is a fascinating introduction to numismatics and the power of careful observation. For advanced collectors, it is a must-have registry-level coin with proven investment potential. And for investors, it represents a tangible, appreciating asset that has repeatedly proven its value at auction. No other penny tells a story as rich, as historically significant, or as financially impactful as the 1942 no mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny. Whether you're holding one in your hand or searching through old collections, remember, the right coin in exceptional condition can change everything. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark proves that even the smallest, most overlooked objects can carry extraordinary value. With professional grading, careful preservation, and historical significance, this humble penny is a powerful reminder that knowledge, attention, and patience in numismatics can lead to life-changing discoveries. Coin number 5. Imagine this. You're digging through an old coin jar or a collection you inherited, and you pick up a penny that looks perfectly ordinary, copper-colored, familiar, Lincoln's face staring back at you. You almost toss it aside, thinking it's nothing special. But what if I told you that this single penny could be worth more than your car payment, your rent, or even some investments you've been tracking? That is exactly the story of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny with D mint mark, a coin that appears every day, but hides extraordinary value, history, and rarity. By the end of this video, you'll understand why collectors across the U.S. search obsessively for this coin, how to identify one in top condition, and why one example sold for an astonishing $187,000 at auction. The story begins in 1953, a time of post-war prosperity in America. The country had emerged from the hardships of World War II, families were building new lives, and everyday transactions still relied on coins like the Lincoln Wheat penny. The Denver Mint produced millions of pennies that year, each stamped with a small D under the date to indicate their origin. At the time, these coins were ordinary everyday money used for groceries, bus fares, vending machines, and piggy banks. Most circulated heavily, and few were ever preserved carefully. No, one could imagine that decades later, these coins would become some of the most valuable pennies in numismatic history. So, why is the 1953 D penny so valuable today? It's a combination of condition, rarity, and collector demand. While millions were minted, very few survived in mint state or near mint condition. Coins that retain sharp details on Lincoln's hair, crisp lettering, and clear wheat ears on the reverse are exceptionally rare. Even minor imperfections such as light scratches, discoloration, or surface marks can drastically reduce value, which makes the pristine examples the ones that collectors fight over. One of the first things collectors look at is eye appeal. Coins with bright, original color, smooth fields, and sharp design details stand out immediately. The finest examples display strong definition in Lincoln's hair and facial features, perfectly centered lettering, and full, sharp wheat ears on the reverse. These subtle details make all the difference, separating a coin worth a few dollars from a collectible capable of commanding six-figure prices. Professional grading and certification play a critical role in establishing value. Certified coins from services like PCGS and NGC provide proof of authenticity, condition, and originality. This gives collectors confidence when bidding at auction or purchasing from dealers. Without professional grading, even a visually exceptional coin might not reach its full market potential. Graded examples consistently fetch significantly higher prices than raw coins, which is why certification is a key step in understanding and realizing a coin's true value. Historical context adds even more significance to this coin. The 1953 D Lincoln Wheat penny comes from the final years of the wheat penny design, which would be replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial reverse. That alone makes it an important collectible, marking the end of a classic era in U.S. coinage. Additionally, it's a physical piece of post-war American life, a coin that passed through countless hands during a period of growth, optimism, and everyday prosperity. Collectors value this emotional and historical connection, knowing that a single penny can tell a story about the lives of Americans in the 1950s. Scarcity is another key factor. Millions were minted, but top-quality survivors are extremely rare. Most circulated heavily, suffered wear, or were lost entirely. Only a small fraction remain in mint state or near mint condition. When these coins appear on the market, competition is fierce. Serious collectors bid aggressively, often driving prices to levels that might surprise anyone who underestimates the coin's rarity. Scarcity combined with sustained collector interest makes this coin one of the most sought-after post-war Lincoln Wheat pennies. Another factor that drives value is the subtle distinction between grades. Coins graded MS-63, MS-65, or higher in professional certification programs are considered elite. Even within the same grade, eye appeal and luster can cause one coin to sell for tens of thousands more than another. Collectors study each coin under magnification, evaluating the sharpness of the strike, the condition of Lincoln's features, and the clarity of the Mintmark. In top-tier examples, every detail is crisp, every surface smooth, and the color bright, a combination that is exceptionally rare in a coin over 70 years old. Auction history demonstrates the real-world value of this coin. High-grade 1953 D pennies have repeatedly achieved extraordinary prices, proving that the market for these coins is both legitimate and sustainable. These results are supported by professional grading, verified sales records, and decades of consistent collector demand. Serious numismatists know that opportunities to acquire a top-quality 1953 D penny are rare, which makes each sale a high-stakes event. In professionally graded mint state condition, the 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny with D Mintmark has achieved a highest recorded auction price of $187,000. This verified sale reflects the coin's scarcity condition and strong demand among collectors. It is a clear demonstration of what is possible when rarity, preservation, historical significance, and collector desire align perfectly. Of course, not every 1953 D penny will fetch this price. Most circulated examples are still valuable, but only the elite mint state coins with perfect surfaces and exceptional eye appeal reach six-figure auction results. The lesson here is simple. Condition, grading, and attention to detail are far more important than mintage numbers alone. Collectors continue to search old coin rolls, collections, and hidden stashes, hoping to uncover an exceptional example. The 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat penny is proof that even a seemingly ordinary penny can hide extraordinary value. It combines history, rarity, and financial potential in a way that few other coins can. This is not just a collectible, it's a piece of post-war America, a story you can hold in your hand, and a potential fortune hidden in plain sight. For beginners, this coin is a fascinating introduction to rare coins and numismatics. For advanced collectors, it is a registry-level coin capable of achieving top prices. And for investors, it is a tangible asset with documented historical and financial value. The 1953 D. Lincoln Wheat penny demonstrates that knowledge, patience, and careful observation are the keys to unlocking extraordinary value in numismatics. Whether you are holding one in your hand or hoping to find one in an old collection, the lesson is clear. The smallest, most overlooked coins can carry extraordinary value. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny with D Mintmark is more than a 1-cent coin. It is history, art, and a potential life-changing collectible all in one. Now, think about this for a moment. Every penny you see, every coin tucked away in drawers, jars, or old collections could be hiding life-changing value. From the 1942 no Mintmark Lincoln Wheat penny to the 1948 no Mintmark Survivor, the 1953 D, or even the 1946 no Mintmark, these coins are not just metal, they are history, investment, and treasure all rolled into one small coin. And the truth is, there's no telling which one could be sitting right under your nose, waiting to be discovered. If you've been watching closely, you know these coins have achieved astonishing auction prices, hundreds of thousands of dollars in some cases. And the opportunities to find something truly valuable don't come around often. Missing even one could be like leaving a fortune behind. That's why you don't want to miss a single update here. So, here's what I want you to do next. Smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a rare coin reveal again. Comment below if you've ever found an old penny or coin that surprised you. You never know, your story could inspire someone else to check their collection. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Someone might just thank you later for showing them a hidden treasure. Before you go, make sure to watch my previous videos on Lincoln Memorial pennies and Washington State quarters. Those coins are hiding secrets and record-breaking values you absolutely don't want to miss. If you skip them, you might just miss the next big discovery that could be sitting in your own home. Remember, every coin has a story, every penny has potential, and every moment you wait is a chance someone else might claim a hidden treasure first. Don't miss out. Stay with me, explore, and discover the incredible value of American coins.